our project is to assemble the solar panels here in Ghana to make it more affordable and to make it widely available to every home and business here in Ghana.
So have you started?
We have started.
Assembling?
We have started. It's a project. It's an assembly project. It involves acquisition of the land. It involves preparation of the land. It involves building the plant to house the equipment, which has started. The construction has begun. At the site, preparation of the grounds and the construction designs, all of that has begun, and also payment has gone to the equipment suppliers to supply the equipment has all been done. So now we are just waiting for the equipment to be ready to come and to be assembled and for assembly to start here in Ghana.
Start here in Ghana. So when you started thinking about your private initiative, how come that you were thinking about government support and funding if you are a private individual?
Exactly. We are all stakeholders, and perhaps I would like to use a phrase here that I actually love a lot. We are all partners in development. I mean, this country belongs to all of us, and we have to work together. We have to work with you, we have to work with us, we have to work with government, we have to work with other people to make sure that we do the projects that we have to do in this country. Fortunately for us, when we started our project, we started it alone as a Ghanaian business. But somewhere along the line, we realized there was such a facility, there was such a fund, which was advertised in the papers. And interestingly, we didn't apply the first time, but the second time we applied. And when we were taken through the exercise, we realized that this was actually a very useful exercise because the questions they would ask you would help you even to put your own house in order. So it is a very useful and a very welcome exercise, initiative, fund, and I think we should all support them to be successful. Of course, the grant that they are giving us is not substantial in terms of the total size of our project.
How much did you get in quantum terms?
In quantum terms, we got 368,000 Ghana cedis.
That's a lot of money.
Yes, in terms of grant size, but in terms of the project size, the project is $12 million. So you can imagine, but in spirit and also in principle, we consider that as a boost in the arm because it's also a vote of confidence, and this is why we are very grateful to the gentlemen, the officers at SDF. For not only supporting us, but supporting other businesses that are interested in enhancing their skills, that are interested in acquiring new technologies to support them in their own businesses.
We are into ICT and then alternative skills development and then entrepreneurship training.
So when you say alternative skill development, are these part of the alternative skills development?
We are into weaving, we are into beads making, we are into soap, we are into floral decoration, floral arrangements and decoration. We are also into batik tie and dye. And then also we are into fashion and
But this shouldn't cost you 52,000 Ghana cedis, or?
No, it's even
it's
more.
capital intensive.
It's just a capital intensive, even depending on the numbers, because the materials that you buy and all that.
So are you content with the funding support you receive from SDF?
Yes, so far, yes.
If you look at yourself without the funding, where would your project be by now?
Without the funding, I think we would have been still not crawling as such, but about to walk.
What this project seeks to do is to provide us with the funding to develop modules in 10 areas. So we're looking at the act of musicianship and music theory. We're looking at that. We're looking at copyright and publishing. We're looking at artist management. We're looking at using ICT to enhance your career. We're looking at center stage grooming and voice techniques. So these are some of the subject areas we're looking at. And basically what we're doing is we're working with a team of consultants to develop these modules under the supervision of the School of Performing Arts to ensure that at the end of the day, whatever we come up with meets internationally certified standards.
So how much money did you receive?
They're giving us 256,000.
That's a lot of money.
Oh, okay. We had actually requested for more.
More,
but they
really?
told us that at least, guys, work with this. Let's see how it goes.
Let's see how it goes. All right. So I wish you well, boss.
Thanks, brother.
All the best.
Thanks.
We had 42,135. So initially we were not doing it well. We were doing only liquid soup. And then had one, but it wasn't well done. So with this support, we're able to bring about few women together, 25 women from all the districts in Central Region.
From the rearing of grass cutters, the making of hand-washing detergents and bar soaps, to the expansion of local rice production through the use of innovative technologies, the Skilled Development Fund, SDF, supported by the World Bank and DANIDA, managed by the Council for Technical and Vocational Training, COTVET, has supported several businesses with thousands and thousands of cedis to boost production through the use of innovative technologies and techniques. So, the Joynews exclusive team embarked on a journey to Gomwa Otreko in the central region where Enu Ansa Farms, which received 145,000 cedis from SDF, is located. Ansa Farms, located in Gomwa Otreko, specializes in the production of tilapia fingerlings for Nigeria and to tilapia farms in the rest of the country, eastern, western, central, Greater Accra region and the Volta region. Now, over the years, the company has been making losses of fingerlings up to about 50% due to the inefficiency of the hatchery systems which they use here, and also due to a drop in water levels leading to a drop in oxygen for these fingerlings. So in 2012, the company, through its CEO, applied to the Skills Development Fund to boost the production of fingerlings to up to about 1 million fingerlings through the introduction of the Recirculation Aquaculture system to increase its production. The company was awarded in 2013 an amount of over 145,000 cedis to acquire this recirculation aquaculture system technology to boost its production. The information we have is that production has been boosted from 200,000 fingerlings to 600,000 fingerlings. That is up to about 300% of increase. Today we are here at Enu Farms in Gomwa Otreko to hear the success story and find out how the Skills Development Fund, the amount of 145,000 the company received, has helped or impacted in this rise in production. It's great to meet you, sir.
Same here. Welcome.
Here's the CEO of Enu Farms.
Welcome to our farm.
We're happy to meet you. This is your success story, and we are told that before you got the Skills Development Fund award, you had challenges in production, and so things have changed technically. Yes. with this. So we'd like you now to show us around and tell us where the success story began.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Hello. So, good morning to all of you.
Morning.
So this is your hub.
Yes.
The factory where everything is made.
Yes.
All right. So we'll first like you to take us through what we're seeing. so that we'll have an idea first what this structure is and then what it is doing here and how it is contributing to all the success story we're about to tell.
Okay, you are welcome.
Thank you.
This is the incubation stand, and this is where we incubate eggs. These are tilapia eggs, to be specific, and they have just come from the harvesting which is taking place on another part of this farm. Okay, so the eggs are brought here and they are put in these incubators. Let me quickly say that before this time, we had different type of incubators just outside this room, and they were not that efficient. We were not able to get...
So what made them inefficient before you introduced the efficiency?
Yes, the eggs must turn. The eggs must turn in constant flowing water 24 hours a day. And the water quality must also be good. It should not just be water, it must be water with enough oxygen in it and as little as other gases such as ammonia, sulfides and carbon dioxide. So they have to be very good water, otherwise the eggs are killed. And in the past, we used to suffer up to about 60% losses, sometimes worse. But with this system, the incubation alone, the turning round alone makes the losses very, very minimal. So long as you can get the water going around, and it's 24 hours, then it is greatly, the system is greatly improved. So just the incubator, the design alone, and these designs and incubators we got from a different country, Thailand. Yes, and they are very advanced in it.
So these are part of the technology.
These are part of the technology. Exactly. Because it allows the eggs to turn around, and those that have hatched to swim up. And when they swim up, they get into these trays, and from these trays, they go to the tray stands.
This looks a very interesting phenomenon. So, I mean, if we look at this quantity that is here, how many can we say they are? I mean, how are we able to determine the quantity or the volume that is here, the volume of eggs that are here?
All right. We weigh them, and we know the average weight of an egg, for example.
I see.
So when we weigh, when we have various sizes of balances here, now that we are getting the electricity, we should be able to even get things sharper. We weigh them and we're able to say that is about 20,000, 25,000 in there. I mean, a full load could be about 50 to 60,000.
I see.
And so with this array of incubators, we can easily have 60,000 times 10.
So, I mean, if we look here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10.
Yes.
So all these 10 are incubators.
They are incubators.
And now you have 3 which are functioning. Any reason why?
No, they are all functioning.
I mean,
they are all functioning. In fact, there are more eggs coming. As we stand, they could still bring some more eggs, which will get into the next one. And often we grade them. There are those that are already hatching. They will go into a different incubator. So we may have 3 different grades of eggs, because they are going to hatch on different days. They stay here like 3 to 4 days.
For the lay person who doesn't understand what this does, they wouldn't know exactly what goes into it. So I need you to tell us the mechanics of this. I mean, this is either a metal or a pipe, or what goes through it. I mean, what makes this? I mean, we could design this in Ghana, can't we? If it is just something which is standing there and pumping water, we can do that. But there should be something we can't do about it. That is why it is important.
It is the know-how. As I told you, this piping, when we got the materials, we assembled them ourselves. Of course, we were in touch with the suppliers. We use videos, we use YouTube, we use phones, we use pictures, and we got them assembled there. Now, what is different is, how do you put it together? Because we were doing this until September, we could never arrive at the mechanisms. But they have done it. And these are systems that, when we have our electricity, even though we will still continue to need people manning them, it can run virtually on its own with a lot of efficiency.
I see.
But that is not how it was before, when we didn't know the knowledge. We didn't have the knowledge. Actually, good technology is very simple all the time.
Okay. So is it possible we can have a word with the person who mans this so that they give us...
yes. Teresa does that.
Teresa, so we'd like you to come and walk us through. So Madam Teresa, maybe you have to just walk us through, because you are the person who manages this.
Okay. Just like Jacob said, after we have finished with this, we turn them into the trays where the swim ups will go.
Okay.
So from the trays, then it goes into the rings. So maybe I'll take you to the trays.
Okay.
So that I'll take you through what we do over there.
Okay.
Can we?
All right. Yeah, sure.
This is the trays. We have fry here. This one we call them yolk sack, and this is fry. The yolk sacks are the ones just from here, just swam up to this place.
Yeah.
So when we brought them from the incubation jars, we pour them here. So this is the first stage from the incubation jars. Give it a day or two, then they become fry like this. At this stage, they are not fed. So when they are fry, then we take them to the rings. We start feeding them with the hormone because it is important that they grow big. That the male tilapia grows big, the female does not, because they have to brood. When they are brooding eggs, they are mouth brooders. So when they are brooding, they don't feed. That is why they don't grow that big.
I see.
So it is important that we get them.
Means that they get their eggs and everything from their mouth.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So until the time that they incubate the eggs and hatch it, they don't eat. Yeah. But I have some fresh eggs here. So maybe I can take you through how we weigh and everything and goes back into the jar.
Okay, that's fine.
When it comes here, what we do is that normally you sterilize it. That's why it's been sitting here. So after that, I have to weigh.
Okay.
I pour my eggs into my receptacle. Drip the water out a bit.
Turn on the scale.
Turn on the scale. Then wait. 72 grams. From here, let me bring my jar.
Okay.
I'll take my incubator jar. Bring it here. Fresh water. Then I'll pour
Is there a particular quantity of water you take, or just reasonable so the eggs can fit?
Yes, so just that the eggs will not hit.
Okay.
So with this, my incubator jar is placed here. Then I turn my tap on. And I have to adjust till I get the right turning.
How do you know the right turning?
You see that it was turbulent. When it is that turbulent, the eggs will float out. But I have to get it like this.
Yeah.
So you keep adjusting here and there. It's very important that the eggs turn, because if one lies on top of the other, they will actually rot.
I see.
So from there, we take, maybe I can transfer some fry for you.
Into the place where you feed the whole one.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So let's do that.
You told me that at this stage, they are not fed.
They are not fed.
When they die?
They would not, because what it is that, you see this brown thing?
Yeah. Some of them
You see that they have brown still attached to.
Yeah.
That's the yolk.
Okay.
So you have the yolk sac. They will normally feed on the yolk sac at this stage.
Okay.
So by the time they get here, they're even heavier them.
I see.
That is why we still have to wait again to see how much you are sending in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this has to be done very fast, right? Because
yes.
If they stay too long out of the water. Then
add fresh water.
Wow. This is interesting. So we can do that in batches.
Yes, we'll do that in batches.
Okay. I see.
Towel. Scale on. Weigh 75 grams.
Which is 65, you said.
Yeah. Back into water.
Back into water. Quick enough.
Yes, quick enough. So that we don't suffer any casualties on our way.
So we're going.
So we're sending them into the ring so that they start the sex conversion.
Okay.
Sex conversion is necessary because everybody wants to eat meaty tilapia.
Okay.
And to achieve that, we have to convert their sex so that they have the male hormones so that they can grow big. We have our broodstock.
Okay. Okay.
So they produce the eggs for us. We'll take you through all that. The broodstock is there. So we'll take you there to see how crossing takes place and harvesting of eggs and everything.
I see. Okay.
So I'm bringing them here. Then we'll start feeding them with the hormone.
How do you introduce the hormone?
It is mixed with the feed.
Okay.
So it's fed to them in the feed. So what I do is that I'll put my bowl in here, allow them to swim out.
I see.
This is it. It has to be done gradually because you don't have to shock them. They should feel that I want to go to this place.
Okay. So if they get shocked, what happens?
They die.
They die.
They are so sensitive.
I see. How many more will you add to this?
I have to add about 35 grams so that I get my 100.
Interesting. So what are these?
These rock towers are filters in a way. They filter at the same time, aerate the water. It goes back into a tank. It's a recirculation system, actually part of the recirculation system. So they come here, it flows through the gutter into that tank.
Okay.
Then it is pumped back. So
I see the pump. That's a water pump?
No, we call it a ring blower.
What is that?
There are two systems there. The blower
and the pump.
And then the submersible.
It's a pump, okay.
There are two systems, the blower and the submersible pump. The blower strips the water out of any gases, takes all the bad gases out of the water. Bad gases that the fry don't want is carbon dioxide. And ammonia is a natural outcome of fish activity. The ammonia comes out because as they feed and as they defecate, they release those gases.
I see.
But unfortunately, those gases have the potential of killing them.
I see.
So when they are concentrated in here, it kills them. And we've seen that many times. Indeed, that was our situation in the past.
I see.
So you spill this thing, the fish are in there, and you fill with the problem of they must eat. But when they eat, they produce ammonia, and the ammonia kills them. So we ended up with a lot of losses. Sometimes 60% losses.
That's interesting. That's
even at this stage too.
So how do you get around that? How did you get around that?
So this is the whole recirculation. Now it looks simple, but without that knowledge, We were making the losses. So now, how we get around is we let out the water.
I see.
And the water goes into that blower, and the blower takes away all the gases we don't want.
And it comes back.
Now, somebody will say, why don't you then just keep pumping water and allowing it to flow through? Now, this is what we do. When it's going through that system, it benefits from natural algae also. Because the same toilet system, the fecal matter, has some bacteria which are also good for the bacteria, for the fry. So it's good to bring the bacteria back because they eat the bacteria as well.
Is there no risk that some of the fish will flow through here and drop here and get dead and you make losses?
Yeah, there's that potential. But then we have these wire meshes, for which we know
they can never go through.
Definitely with the size they cannot go through.
So you would have to demonstrate to us the feeding of the
this
fish.
one, because they have just come here, they are not eating today.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, I'll take you to the older ones.
Okay. So these are
so
older
these ones.
And this is McLean.
And this is McLean who does the feeding. So.
All right. So McLean, wait. So this is what? You just measure small volume.
You have to measure it small.
Okay. And put it in. Interesting.
And you know, feeding is done 4 times a day.
I see.
They are just like babies who have to breast milk from time. They can only eat a little at a time.
So if you put too much, what happens? They die.
They'll die because the water will be polluted. Yes.
Interesting. So McLean, you come here and the same scoop. So you spread it. So how are you able to tell how old this is? Like 2 days, 3 days, 4 days?
We have tags on each of them stating the quantity in it and all that.
I see.
Yes.
So maximum, how long would they stay here?
30 days.
30 days. Wow.
Yes.
I see. So McLean, let's do your work and let's see how this one also goes. Wow. So thank you very much, McLean, for the demonstration. So we've been going through the processes involved in the recirculation aquaculture system here on the Enu Ansa farms, which is using this technology to boost the production of tilapia fingerlings. This is Joynews exclusive, and this project and the innovation we're looking at has been made possible by the Skills Development Fund, which is managed by COTVET. So they walk us through more of the process involved here to help us celebrate their success. We have taken you through the hatchery and then the nursery. We're here at the brood stock pond. This is actually the beginning of the process where they get the eggs and they take them to the hatchery for the process to begin. So I'm here and we'll look at what goes on here. Oh, so what is there? He's getting the, these are the what?
The male and the female partners.
I see.
We stock like 1 male to 3 females, and they find their partners, and of course they make their nests. And the female.
So where do you buy these males and females?
We buy. You see, these are special. We don't collect them from the wild. These are special breed from Water Research Institute.
Okay.
They've been improving on the breed over the years, so that you get fast growing, hardy.
I see.
Tilapia.
So you are just removing them?
We're removing them. They will
to another place?
Yes, they will send them over there, and there they will start collecting eggs from them.
Wow. Oh, wow. So how do you know it's male or female?
Oh, I can teach you. I can even see it from their colors. Those with a pale belly are female, and those in dark color are male. And then when you turn around, you can see from their genital, the gonads, that this is, and they're visible.
So when we took them out initially, they were struggling, but with time they just calm down, right?
They are careful. They know that they have to survive, so they will pretend, and they also conserve their energy that way.
I see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We're going to collect the eggs from their mouth, so that process is going on as we speak. Maybe we should go and see it.
Yes, please.
They do it in batches because you don't want to keep them too long.
I see.
So you do it, it is done, and then you bring them back.
Wow.
Yeah. So let's go and see it.
And the eggs are in the mouth.
So from where we came from to this place, you take out the eggs.
They're coming to take out the eggs now from
their mouth.
The eggs are in their mouth. So you take each one, open them, and they will demonstrate it.
Okay.
And only about 30% of them will be carrying. We do the harvesting.
So this one doesn't have egg?
Yeah, no. Once every 7 days.
Great.
Yeah, put it back. So it's quite laborious. Yeah.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So how are you, boss?
When I came here earlier, you were taking the fish, opening their mouths, and removing the egg. Tell me, do you enjoy doing this?
I enjoy it very much. Yeah. You see, actually, when I first came here and they told me that we are coming to harvest eggs from the fish, I thought we were coming to
cut the fish
into their stomachs. So I was very anxious. How are we going to do it?
Yeah.
I was in a hurry to come and have a look at what happens here. But only I came here to see that we pick them one after the other, open their mouth. In fact, I used to call my friends and tell them, hey, have you ever seen anybody
in the
mouth of fish? And they are all happy. They would like to see what happens, how we do it. Anybody who first hears it thinks we are coming to kill the fish. In fact, any new staff we recruit thinks we kill them before
you get
the eggs. Yes. So it's very interesting seeing this. And when actually you do get much eggs, it's very exciting. Yes, we are also happy about it because we always want to get the fingerlings on the cage.
Yeah.
So when we get more eggs, it means more fingerlings.
So when they come like this, you take them one by one and open their mouth, and then you look for the eggs. These have no egg. So when they don't have egg, you put them away.
Yes.
Interesting.
When they have,
you wash the eggs
in this.
So this is likely to be a female, right?
Yes, it's a female.
It's a female. You open the mouth.
Yes. One thing is whether if it's a male or a female, we open the mouth because, as Dad said, most of the men are very caring. They also carry some of the eggs in their mouth to protect the young ones. They don't eat them.
I mean, what I want to understand is when you come here, how long do you stay and then you are finished doing your work and you go back to the other side?
Almost 4 to 5 hours.
4 to 5 hours.
Yes.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah, we need to take our time because one thing is if we leave the eggs in their mouth and they go back into the water, the next time that we come, they've matured and they will be of no use to us.
Yeah.
So even if there's a single egg in their mouth, you have to take time and take it out.
They've been talking to us about the excitement of taking the fish, opening their mouth, both male and females, and washing out the eggs for the process to begin. So from here, then they take it to the hatchery, where, as we demonstrated earlier, the eggs are put in the incubator, and then the incubator, they'll grow over time, they become fry, and then they're put in the pond, where at the nursery they begin to feed them with hormones in a process which they call sex conversion. So we've seen quite a lot with all the processes that we showed you, and we kept saying that this has been made possible by the Skills Development Fund, which is administered by COTVET. So I have with me Kofi Asari, who is the communications officer from the COTVET Project Support Unit, and we'll have a little chat with him to get an idea of what inspired COTVET and the SDF to fund this project and what they expect as the ultimate output from here and whether they are content or not. So it's great to have you, boss.
Yeah, thank you.
So typically we've seen the process here, and I must say that I am impressed with what I have seen here from these various stages that we've gone through. So, layman, I'm impressed. Are you impressed too?
Yeah, obviously I also am impressed. Looking at the outcomes that we are experiencing just 3 months after installing an innovative technology, we are seeing the impact on productivity, and that is what SDF stands for. And supporting the private sector to acquire innovative technology that will boost productivity and make them competitive.
I mean, this fund, tell us who are the people behind the Skills Development Fund. Is it a solely government of Ghana initiative, or you have donor support?
Yeah, SDF is an initiative of the government of Ghana. It is actually part of Ghana government's commitment towards enhancing the capacity of the private sector in terms of upgrading their skills and also supporting the introduction of new and innovative technology to enhance productivity, make them more competitive, increase profit, and in the long term, create jobs for Ghanaians. But this initiative is being funded by the World Bank and Danida with a $60 million facility. Yeah, and it's been managed by the Project Support Unit of COTVET.
Okay.
Yeah, so SDF belongs to Ghana.
Okay, SDF
belongs to Ghana.
I like that. But when you say that with support from World Bank and Danida, is it a grant they give you or a loan they give to the government of Ghana to run the SDF?
Yeah, there's a loan component from the World Bank. Yeah, which is about 50 million.
Okay.
And then the 10 million support is from Danida. The Danida element is a grant.
It's a grant.
Yeah. So the loan element is an IDA facility, which we are going to pay in future. And that is why we are very much passionate about ensuring that the money goes into productive sectors of the economy, so that after SDF is no more, probably after 2016, we would have seen the tangible benefits of the fund, for which reason we won't have any problems paying back that loan.
So the rather scary journey to the fish cage right in the middle of a nearby lake started from here. The fish cage provides the final feeding grounds for the fingerlings a few weeks to their matured weight of 5 grams. The process has gone through the collection of the egg to the hatchery and then to the nursery. They are brought here to grow up to about 5 grams. Then they are ready for sale. So I still have with me Francis Sawyer, who earlier demonstrated to us how to get the eggs from the mouth of the fish. So he will talk us through what happens here.
Yes, so what goes on here is after we've nursed the fries that we've hatched in the rings for a month, and giving them the hormone, and it ends there. We transfer them into this cage where we continue with the feeding till they grow up to the 5 grams that
I spoke about,
that we want. Then we sell them. And over here, what we do is we make sure that we give them adequate feed. We feed them 4 times a day.
I see.
Starting from 9, then 2 hours intervals, we feed them.
So that's what he's doing there.
Yes, that is what he's coming to do.
Feeding them.
So we look at the quantity in it, then we know the amount of feed.
I see. You introduce.
Yes, we introduce. And one interesting thing is, week by week they grow.
I see.
And so we look if there is need to increase the
so
feeding rate.
The moment you put a feed,
yes,
they
rush for the food. At times when they even see you around without food, they'll come to you.
They know that you are
bringing them food. So we give them food. We look through the happers. We see that none of them...
What are the happers?
The happers are the net that the fish kept
protects
in.
The
yes.
fish. Okay.
The blue ones we are seeing, that is what we call the happers.
Okay.
So we have some weights we put into the happers to give them enough space to swim. So if the weights are not properly placed, you see that they will be floating. And as a matter of fact, that will take a space and amount of oxygen to the amount of oxygen concentration will also go down.
I see.
So we...
Wow. Wow. So when they jump off,
they will. Okay. Into Obi Fanko. Unsuno my bucket no my bowl.
What's a trivia?
No bowl or this
morning. Oh,
from the Besiam. Okay, one day I'll make sure that.
So what you've just seen is a demonstration of how the fingerlings here are scooped with a grader and prepared for sale. At this stage, this is what they take, I should say, offshore. So those who come to buy will now purchase in grams. 5 grams, I'm told, costs some amount of money, which is 20 pesos. Now is 18 pesos. So 5 grams, you pay 18 pesos for it. This is Joynews exclusive. We're right here on the cage, and it's a bit wobbly, so you can tell that we're stuck in our life jackets and standing still, so we don't move with the wind. But we're assured that this jacket does not move. It's stable. This is Joynews exclusive. Well, the journey to the banks of the lake began in our tiny boat. As we ride with anxiety to the edge of the lake, we're hoping that when we get there, we will witness a demonstration of how the fingerlings are packaged and made ready for sale when they finally reach their 5 gram maximum weight for sale. Fish fingerlings have come from the cage to this place. Typically, this is how, when they are ready to sell, this is how it goes. So I'll have Teresa still walk us through the final stages. So,
this is oxygen.
Okay.
Then I have my measure. On the normal circumstance, we know whatever goes in. If it is 5 grams, I can take 500 in
I see.
one. We normally will weigh and count. So that's about how we get.
So what's the essence of the oxygen first?
The oxygen. You know, this receptacle is so small, so the volume of water is also small.
So it means you need to boost up the oxygen. Okay.
So that is why we have to.
Great. Okay, so let's see how you scoop and everything, and then.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Then it comes in here.
Yeah. This water
this
has
water,
enough oxygen?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
It's just water in a polythene bag.
Okay. 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 So whilst you're doing this, you're still measuring, kind of. I mean, I know this is a demonstration, but under normal circumstances. Okay.
Okay,
so
let's go.
I'll put them here.
Great.
Now, we'll bag it in an oxygen bag.
Oxygen bag?
Yeah. So I'll allow everything to go up. So that
there's no bubble.
Any air comes in, it's pure oxygen.
I see.
Yes, Umbra.
This is fascinating. So when you're transporting, it goes in this?
No.
Or
normally,
you have to carry this one and put it in a sack. And then it goes.
Then it goes.
Well, interesting. So we've been able to demonstrate to you all the processes that take place here on the Enuansa farms, where I told you earlier they specialize in production of fish fingerlings for export to Nigeria and transportation to other tilapia farms in eastern, central, western, Greater Accra and the Volta region across the country. They received an award of over 145,000 to introduce a technology innovation which is called the Recirculation Aquaculture system, which we've gone through all the process. And here what this does is improve the production of their fingerlings from the 200,000 they used to produce to 600,000 fingerlings. That is 300% boost in the production. This has been made possible by the Skills Development Fund, SDF, managed by Cotvet. This is Joynews exclusive.